All right, people out there are going to have to take my word for this. I'm not lying. I should record the whole thing. So my bread's still rising. Yes, I make homemade bread. If I wasn't, like, when I was working at Star Casino, I was working a full-time job and a part-time job. I didn't have time to be at home baking, but it's something I've done. Like, oh my God. Go back to the devastation I put on. Devastation. I put on back in 1997 in my apartment. Just to go and take my word for this. I should have actually recorded myself doing it all, but basically, I don't even measure, which is when I started looking at it thinking, did I put enough yeast? So, I'll give you an idea of how I actually made this bread. I cooked polenta. I can't give you the exact measurements because I didn't exactly measure. I went for eye. So basically, I'm pretty sure it was 2 cups of polenta with 4 cups of water, because it was just went 2 scoops, and I was judging it. That looked like with a kettle. Yep, cooked the polenta. I put a little bit of honey and season. So I wanted it's like a sweet and sour. There's dill, salt, pepper, very faint. So if you want to put like a nice sour berry jam and cream, you could, basically. But it's I've done it like this to have for a soup it's coming up in 2 nights' time. So I'm going to do a soup entree and a lamb main. Because tonight is going to be Moroccan couscous and Mediterranean chicken with a pate entree. I'm going to do an anchovy and olive pate. So basically, when I did the bread, it would have been 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of polenta. If I'm just judging by eyesight. I did, however, measure the yeast. There we go. Once I measured, and that was 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. But I didn't measure the water that I put the yeast in. I just judged them when that looks like about a cup of water. So around 240 is a cup. Mules, water, and then honey, like big scoops of honey, because I wanted it to be undertones of honey and dill. So when you have the bread with some hot butter as, accompanying the dish or soup, you'll have an undertone where it's not plain bread. It's like, what's that flavour for it? Like, it's just very, very faint. You can see the dill for it, but enough that it's not overpowering, but enough to go, this bread's different. It's exotic. It's gourmet. So that's that done. Got a bit more resting time to do. Then I've got to knead it again and let it sit for a half an hour, bench rest after I separate it, and then bake it for about 35 minutes on around 220. I've been cooking gourmet dinners for myself since I was a teenager. Mum, this is what annoys me with my mother. My mother could have actually stood up and said, well, Justin would come home, because I moved out when I was 16, had my own apartment. But would come home here and I'd be like, I haven't gone out to the shop. Like, shit, I haven't gone out, I've got to do a grocery shop. There's nothing here. I'm like, like for dinner, I'll go pick something up. I'm like, no, let me have a look. So I looked in the pantry, looked in the deep freeze, and I'll create something. And now that's the truth. So with the olives, loving beautiful, expensive olives that I do, and doing it on a budget. Get a really good olive oil. Always buy really good olive oils when they're on sale. Don't use them for frying. Use your cheap stuff for frying. Have your really good olive oil sitting there in the cupboard. But when it's on sale, buy it. You don't need it, you will need it. You will need it for salads. Like, if you think you don't need it, you do need it. These are staples that when they're on sale should be stocked up and put at the back of the pantry. These are things that you look at and you think, okay, I can't afford it. Yes, you can. Cut something else out that week. When a staple is on sale, you buy it. You buy it and you put it in the back of the pantry, so that way you don't have a huge expense when you need it. So I didn't have fresh garlic. This would be normally done with fresh garlic, but I had minced garlic. So there's thyme, which thyme's absolutely expensive for something that grows like a plant. And thyme is the most beautiful plant to grow in a pot plant because it looks nice. It looks nice. Like, you can always put thyme in your garden. Like, it looks really nice growing in the garden. It's a really nice plant to have. Thyme, rosemary, thyme for chicken, rosemary for lamb, dill for fish, You know, parsley, yeah, flat parsley you should be having heaps of it, and mint in the garden. These are things that you should be having amongst, you know, your bulb plants, or your garden, your flowers, or your roses, or something. Just plant thyme. My God, I mean, look, that's thyme. That's a thyme. Look how pretty that is to have in a garden. So, and it's absolutely expensive. It's so fucking expensive. I could not believe how expensive thyme was at the shops. I'm like, but I need it. So you might think that all the extra ingredients here, wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy those little gourmet containers in the deli? You work it out. I brought cheap olives in brine. You need to wash them. You soak them. Tip them out. Put them in a colander like that, and soak the olives. Just get rid of all the brine off them. So you want nice, clean olives. Okay. If someone's got an olive farm and they've got abundance of olives, you just get them and soak them in good olive oil. Soak them in good olive oil with garlic, lemon rind. If lemons went four for $5, we've got a lot more. For that, you want about 2 to 3 lemons. I used one because they're so expensive, but you want to get the rind off. Okay, have a good amount of rind in there, good amount of garlic, good amount of thyme, and then after your olives are clean, salt them before you put them in, and then you soak them. And this is going to need a good soaking. Look, if you've got time, soak them for a good week before you're going to use them. But, good 48 hours, 24 hours. But look, if you look in here, the garlic, the thyme, the lemon, and you want a good 3 to 4 lemon juice in with that, and then you have the olives are just amazing. They will soak in. Oh, see already. They will soak in the flavors that you infuse. Oh God, that you infuse the olive oil in, and that's how I do it. So, well, I was looking up at Mum's, and Grant Biffin still had the olive farm that he had. Oh, we're going up there going, give me a bag of olives. Because Grant Biffin had an amazing olive farm just up past the Seckhams, actually, I think it was. Around there somewhere. Up past the Seckhams, up past Mrs. Murray. That beautiful old homestead. When you're heading towards Pallamore, I think. Oh no, hang on, no it wasn't. No, I'm thinking of it. No, he had it out towards Moonby, I think. Different area. Anyway, he had a beautiful olive farm. So Grant Biffin had a really good. I haven't seen Grant for years, since he was a green coat at Sydney Royal, but he was actually a friend of mine I used to catch up with a lot when I lived in New England. But Grant's a legend. I don't know what happened to him. Well, we all get old. He's probably married with kids, and kids are probably in their 20s now. But he actually had an excavation business too, out near Windsor. It was a good guy. So anyway, if he still had his olive farm, I'll be like, all right, have you got any, can I rage olive farm? Give me massive amounts of olive. This has got a crack in it. Shit. I wonder where all the olive oil was leaking out from. This bloody container. Shit. All right. I'll put in another container. All right. So, yeah, basically. Oh, I can't wait to. I can't stand. This is disgusting. I live in an area that's the most fucking. This has gone on for. Let me tell you. This is how entitled the dirty little abbo is, and I don't care if you want to call me a racist. Call me. This started because a dirty piece of shit junkie. So there's an ice addict Aboriginal called Brett Aikenhead. He's a nurse. He's nothing to do with me. He was selling a dog for $2,000 that I brought from him. Me, once in my life, used to feel sorry for people like that. The stories that he told about his upbringing and his mother never having dogs, and his mother euthanizing the dogs when she was in Darwin or something, or Northern Territory, and how his mother told him that she slept with his father. They went in a hotel room or something, and she slept with his father's friend, so Wayne Aikenhead's friend, vomited, then brushed his teeth, and then, oh no, slept with the father, then went and slept with the father's best friend and shit like this. Is like, oh man, that's so low life. But he's Abbo. He's a dirty little Aboriginal cunt. And me always feeling sorry for people, I was like, yeah, I won't again. Because I had a good upbringing, besides my mum being extremely strict. I had a really good upbringing. As you can see, like with thoroughbred hacks and so forth. Besides mum being really strict, I tell you what, I'd rather a mother strict with discipline than being a junkie. I mean, these people are the most disgusting low-life animals you're ever going to meet in your life. Filthy pigs is what lives in Redfern. Absolute disgusting, filthy animals of people. So this fucking Abbo, who I brought the dog from, I paid $2,000 for a dog that needed 4 knee surgeries. Anyone else would have put it down, I wouldn't. I could have gone to the breeder. So I could have gone to the breeder and paid $2,000 from a breeder for the same breeder dog that had no health issues. But I didn't want to do that to the dog. The dog is a beautiful dog. And I thought, no, that's fine. I'll buy the dog with all its problems and look after it, which is what I've done. This fucking little Abbo cunt who is a piece of entitled Aboriginal shit. Because of Australia's do-gooders and we keep pandering to them, this fucking little dirty cunt lied about me in October 2015, put shit across social media, involved his deadbeat brother, Shane Aikenhead, who lives in Canberra, some housing commission piece of scumbag shit, got his nephew, Tyler or Taylor, who, tell me what he's going to stalk my younger sister. So my dad's youngest daughter, so Dad Markeen Fleming is a retired builder, his youngest daughter, which is my younger sister, Sky Sheridan Fleming, to stalk her family in the Blue Mountains. Okay, to stalk Sky's sister from her mother's first marriage, which is Laura. Back when Laura was going out with this guy, is a roofer by the name of Ryan, and Ryan's brother's gay. Now, my ex-partner, Giovanni Consalvo, and myself, we'd had, from catching up with my younger sister and my younger sister's mother, we'd had actually, in 2012, had dinner with Ryan, Ryan's family, Ryan's parents, and Ryan's gay brother. This little dirty Aboriginal piece of shit goes, he's going to send his nephew, who's been stalking my younger sister's family on social media, to the Blue Mountains to live, and he's going to be doing this, he's going to be following Ryan's brother around and on social media and all this crap. And I'm just like, this guy, this just shows Australia's mentality of not actually grabbing hold of the fucking little cunts of Abbos and pulling them into line. These are pieces of shit. I wouldn't call them people. I wouldn't call them anything except for what they are, which is savage animals. You can say whatever you want about me, I don't care, but that's the fucking truth about the cunts of Abbos. And I don't give a fucking shit. I've had a gutful for 11 years. I got harassed by people to do with a deadbeat little Aboriginal nurse cunt who doesn't know me, who's nothing to do with me, who's not a friend of mine, who's a guy I brought a dog from, and yes, I had sex with him. But I had sex with him as using him like a free prostitute, which I wasn't the only guy using him at the time for a free prostitute. There was several guys that would be sitting downstairs waiting to go up and visit him for sex as a prostitute. Brett Aikenhead was nothing more than a free prostitute. That's what the scumbag was. Okay? So I wasn't the only person. Like, I'll be going to someone, be ducking over and visiting a prostitute, which is what Brett Aikenhead is. And nothing more than a free prostitute. You go there, be like, oh, you wait and have sex with this guy. Like, there'll be other, 2 guys. One of the guys was married, waiting on the sofa. And some other guy, he called uncle or something. Like this guy, David, and some other guy who's more, I think it was Mortiz, the other guy. He was sitting there waiting to go upstairs to have sex. This guy's finished. They come down. The other guy goes up, have sex with Brett. He finishes. That guy goes, I'll go up and have sex. Brett Aikenhead was a free prostitute. Plain and simple. That's all he was to me. That's all he was to these other guys. He's a deadbeat fucking entitled cunt of an Abbo, a entitled piece of savage animal fucking shit. My family are not Aboriginals. And as for the fucking little cunts that affiliated with my mum's deadbeat sister, Robin Childs, fuck off, man. Okay, it was my mum's sister and my mum's sister's kids that affiliated with you pieces of shit. And you are fucking pieces of shit, so piss off. So, that's it. I've had it. This guy's a deadbeat drug user, a deadbeat junkie. I mouthed off to police because I found out where he was getting drugs from, and I told police, and that's what started it. He told me that he was buying drugs from a guy called Wayne Warren who worked at Winnings Appliances near Dank Street, in Waterloo. So I told Newtown Police, and next minute I've got all this trouble on my hands for 11 years. That says something about Australia's government. Okay, that says a lot about the Australian government workers. That says a lot about New South Wales Police. And I end up being lied about, dragged into systems. It's like, okay, all I did was tell the truth. All I fucking did was say, okay, this guy's involved in that. There's his friends, Peter Fry. You got Brett Aikenhead. Brett Aikenhead's friends, Peter Fry. He's friends with this one. That's when that Stephanie Salas popped head up. It's just going around in circles for 11 years. And that just shows what a criminal, disgusting, vile country Australia really is. And that's the truth. And I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm sick and tired of putting up with it. I'm fucking sick and tired of government organisations pandering to the most disgusting pieces of scraping of the barrel, low scum shit of society, and government's giving them everything. Government gives them everything. But these people don't deserve nothing.